Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming. This is Sarah Shulman. I'm from the Resiliency Project at Brigham and Women's Hospital, and I am here with a wonderful Reiki Master, Libby Barnett. She has been on our program before, and we have just started this series that explains holistic healthcare practices to people. I think part of why we decided to do this was because this is what we were doing in the hospital, where we were actually providing Reiki sessions for people to have the experience of Reiki or orthobionomy sessions. And now I figure we're exposing ourselves to a bigger audience, and I think a lot of people really don't know the mental. I mean, it's always so important to have the actual experience, but a lot of people don't understand, like, what can Reiki do for me? What can, these practices do? And my mission in the world is to, get that information out to people, because Western medicine isn't the only way. And Reiki has been incredible in my life. Libby has been my teacher, and I'm proud to say I'm a Reiki master now with Libby's help, and I find it just so useful in my own life. But I wanted to invite Libby here to really describe exactly what it is. So thank you so much for being here. And so can you just start? We're going to make this a quick little session. Can you talk about what Reiki is?
Yes, my easiest short is Reiki's an energy therapy that helps with pain and stress. And that's such a good phrase, under 10 words. And most all of us have experienced pain and stress. So when you hear something helps with pain and stress and it's simple and easy to do and always available to you, you pay attention. And so it's been a joyful way to introduce it. Then I talk more of the benefits, where it really promotes deep relaxation. It promotes healing. It strengthens our immune system, which is such an important thing given all that's going on in the world. And then it balances our emotions. There's such high anxiety. It's like there's this turbulent sea and we're bouncing around on it. So to have Reiki, which can be hands-on or distant, hands-off, it's just such a perfect tool for the times. I mean, it amazes me. So I got a call last night, actually, about 8:30, and it was from a friend of a friend whose 80-year-old cousin's wife is in assisted living in the Boston area, and she wanted distant Reiki for her because she has COVID. The husband had recovered. The wife is not doing as well. And so it's so soothing and satisfying to me as a practitioner to be able to sit in New Hampshire and send healing, nurturing, comforting Reiki that helps mobilize healing resources to this lady outside of Boston. I mean, it's just perfect.
Yeah.
And I did her last night, and then I did her again this morning. So it's such the tool for the times that I've always loved it, been impressed with it. I've done it over 30 years, but I'm seeing even more benefits now. And you can use it for others, like I just described. You can use it when you're sheltering in place with somebody, or once we're touching again, you can put your hands on them, just like you can put your hands on yourself, and also the dog or the cat or the kids or whoever else is around. So it's a tool you can use anywhere, anytime, any place to bring, think, soothing comfort. At Brigham, that's what we say. We have a volunteer group of Reiki practitioners of over 60, and they say to the person in that bed, we would love to offer you Reiki. Your nurse thought you would like it, and it will help with, and then it's just fill in the blank. Sleep better, prepare for surgery, recover from surgery, manage your anxiety, manage your pain, whatever might be going on. Reiki is useful because it speaks to body, mind, and spirit. So it's a simple modality that is easy to use, blends with everything in conventional medicine, blends with everything, and makes an outcome generally of deep relaxation and ease and soothing comfort. So that was just so good to be able to talk about it today, but so soothing for me last night to be able to do that for this lady. And then my 11-year-old grandson from Wyoming has been visiting, and I've taught him Reiki 1, and we were starting on Reiki 2 techniques. And I asked him, as a review about Reiki 1 and then asked how he had been using Reiki. And the first thing he said, I do Reiki on myself every night and it puts me to sleep. That's not bad. And this was from 2 years ago. So every night since then, he's done Reiki on himself. And he did his hands just like this. I thought it's just like hugging himself to sleep. So I just loved it. And then he said, and then when I'm skiing, I empower my skis. And if I'm nervous, I put Reiki hands on my tummy. So he uses it to balance his emotions. He uses it for the outcome that he's wanting, which have those skis do what they're supposed to do to get down that mountain. And then the third thing he said, when I'm on the soccer field and if I get kicked, then I can do Reiki right then on the field. I don't have to wait and get a Band-Aid later. I can do Reiki right then. So it's hands-on. Reiki's on wherever you are, whatever your age might be, and whatever's happening. So it's so all-purpose and it's so functional, and you don't need special situations or special shoes or special anything. You've got your hands. There's an attunement in class that activates this energy that can flow through the hands, and then you use it on yourself or you can use it on somebody else.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, so a few things. So it's thought to be a energetic. I mean, I think that that's really a complicated concept for like even me to understand. Like, and how can energy pass through, like from Boston to New Hampshire? Like, can you speak to that just a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit. So if a quantum physicist were here, they tell us, and so it's been so much easier to sort of wrap my mind around Reiki, because early on when I learned in 79, nobody had any understanding, any explanations. Now that quantum physics is sort of a household word, and the quantum physicists tell us Reiki energy is everything. Everything is energy. So, and then I always go to my cell phone. I could call, because who called was from Waltham, Mass, about this person in the greater area. So it's just like the cell phone works. And we don't worry why or will it. We just know it works. Same thing with Reiki. So anecdotally, but I pulled this out. So anecdotally, we see all sorts of results with almost any condition you can imagine. And it's not just for fixing things. We always think if I'm out of balance, how do I get back into balance, either emotionally or physically? But if you're feeling good, that's not a time to say, oh, I'll take a vacation from Reiki. That's when you want to continue to do your Reiki so you stay feeling good and you might feel even better. So it's like we keep brushing our teeth, whether we have the cavity or not, for prevention. Reiki's that way too. So it can bring you back to balance when you're out of balance, and then it can help you sustain well-being when you do it. But there was a study, this came out in November 2019 in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine. It was a large-scale multi-site effectiveness trial. And then you listen to it, it's like a shopping list. It does all sorts of things. Significant improvements were observed for all outcome measures: positive affect, negative affect, pain, drowsiness, tiredness, nausea, appetite, shortness of breath, anxiety, depression, and overall well-being. So, and that was just done in November. So we're getting even the studies now. Anecdotally, we'd known for a long time it did all those things, but the studies give people information in the way they're used to receiving it, and they get to validate the outcomes that Reiki produces, and then it opens more doors. So more hospitals let it in.
Well, I just love, just talking to you, because so often you'll tell me these stories of, this woman who had been going and having shoulder pain, and she'd gone to this doctor and that doctor and that doctor, and then you were able to heal her, or she was able to heal through Reiki through you. And yes. So those stories are like so validating to hear. And you're just filled with thousands on thousands of those stories. So I, in this series, I just encourage people, just try it, try. So can you describe so you can not only learn to be a Reiki provider with Libby. She does this for so many people, and you can go to her website and learn how to become your own Reiki provider, or you can go and see a provider, and she also offers Reiki sessions. So can you just describe a little bit about what a session would be like? And
yeah, I'll do both. I'll do how they used to be when it was hands-on, and I'll do how I'm doing it now. So people would come, and it'd be about an hour, and there are 12 positions, and I move my hands down. There's a protocol, so it's over the eyes, sides of the head, top of the head, throat, all down the torso. knees, and bottoms of the feet. And that's about 50 minutes and about 12 positions. I stay longer if my hands indicate these cells in this body are really hungry. They're appreciating the Reiki. So I might be in one spot like 6 minutes and another spot 2 minutes, because different parts of the body are hungry for the energy, and the body pulls the energy in and then it uses it for what we call the highest healing good. So we're used to, in our culture, you have a headache, pop an aspirin and you expect it to go away. With Reiki, sometimes that happens. Sometimes it will go away in the next day or two or even 3 days. So it's an interesting process because your body's in charge and we don't know what your body's going to do with it or how long it's going to take to produce the outcome. So that's how it is when we get to have people and we're in our office and actually touching them. What I've taken to doing now, and doing a lot of nurses from hospitals who are in that ICU.
COVID, yeah.
And it's a trying experience. That's
Mhm.
not even a word that matches it, as you know, Sarah, but they will call and we'll do 30 minutes and they'll talk about what they're doing from recovering from that intense period of 3 months. And then, so we'll talk maybe 5 minutes and then do Reiki for 20 minutes and then another 5 minutes for closure. And it's so many have consistently called, and I can hear the impact of well-being and self-care that they found fueled by the Reiki. So it's so satisfying for me to hear that. Mm-hmm. And just over the weekend, there was a person sharing about Reiki, sharing in Reiki too, and she said, I was always so busy and so active and I couldn't sit still. And now I have my Reiki trained hands. And if I get itchy, I just put my hands on my heart or my belly, or sometimes on my legs, because they're the ones that want to move, and I can sit longer. So she said, probably, she was never diagnosed, so she said, I'm probably ADHD. And I can just center and ground, and it's so much more soothing to me than when I always had to be on the go and moving. So it, depending on whatever issues are up for people, it generally will have a soothing effect on that, and sometimes it will resolve it altogether.
Yeah, so awesome. Thank you, Libby. That was a great little, we were trying to keep these short and concise, and that was awesome. And you know, I think a lot of what we've done one on theta healing and one on orthobionomy, and a lot of what these practices do is just help you come down into your parasympathetic nervous system, which is really where the healing takes place. So, so we're thankful that you are showing up to this. And if you, Libby is an amazing practitioner. We're going to put her contact information on this this little video, and then you know, taking a class with her, or you and the other thing is that she has a book that's also really wonderful, that if you wanted a deeper dive into really what Reiki is about, her book is awesome. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you all for showing up. And I hope this is helpful, and I totally encourage you to try some of these practices for self-care and for helping you feel better in this crazy world we're living in. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Sarah.
Until next time.
Yes.